Hey everybody, Sandra Exhibitions here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to do a video about my experience serving at a silence retreat, serving a 10-day course. I've served multiple times in the Vipassana Dhamma community, but this was my first time serving a full 10-day course. So I want to share my experience and also why I think that if you are an old student in Vipassana, you should also do it. So I guess I will start with what is Vipassana, what is a silence retreat, just in case, because I'm assuming it's very niche. It's a very niche, I guess, like, this is a very niche video, and this is a very neat, like, even within the people who've sat a 10-day silence retreat course, only a very small percentage actually serve. So I'm well aware of that. But this is a video to try to get those who have sat to serve a course and just share my experience. So anyway, so back in 2023, I sat a 10-day silence retreat course at Dhammadhara in Massachusetts. I have been meditating for years prior to that, but and I'd always wanted to do it for a very long time. But at the time, I thought that you needed to be an expert meditator because all I heard was you'd be meditating all day. And, you know, in my head, I'm like, oh, shoot, like a place I have to go to where I can't talk or all I'll be doing all day is meditating. Clearly, it's for experts. When in reality, now that I've served and sat several times after that, there's so many people who've literally never even meditated or probably meditate like 5 to 20 minutes in their life. And they literally go there and by the end of it, they're like a master meditator. So Vipassana meditation and 10-day silence retreats, they're they're for both new students, they're for both new meditators and old meditators, because no matter where you are in your meditation journey, you're literally going to come out of it with like just the most incredible experience, a completely different person, period. So that's just one of my regrets back in the earlier days of my youth. I wish from college I knew about this. I wish I had, done it during a summer break or in my early 20s or something. So anyway, so essentially a silence retreat, a Vipassana meditation retreat is where you go away for 10 days and you basically focus on meditation. You learn the meditation of the Buddha, Anapana and Vipassana. And you can't talk, you can't read, you can't write. There's a list of things. You eat all vegetarian menu. The most important thing is that it's free. It is completely free. The whole point of Dhamma and sharing Dhamma in its purest form, as the Buddha wanted, was for it to be free. That's why it's free. So if you hear about Vipassana and you have to pay for it, that is not how it's supposed to be. From my understanding, it's something that Dhamma is something that we share as a community, and there isn't any capitalist motivation behind it, if that makes sense. Yeah, because we want all people to be free. I'm saying we, but basically, like, us as human beings, we want all people to reach their own liberations and that sort of thing. So yeah, so it's free. You get, in Dhammadhara at least, you get your own room and eat all vegetarian. The most important thing is that you're cut off from technology and the outside world. So they lock your phone away or your laptop or whatever in a closet, But anyways, so yeah, so that's it. And then by day 10, you finally get to, also the genders are separated at every center. There's 300 centers in the whole world, and genders are separated at every center. It's the same thing, the same course at every location. Yeah, so on day 10, everyone gets to mix and mingle again, and you get to all share your experience and meet other people and just build a community and just, reflect on your 10-day course. So yeah, so anyways, so the reason why it's free is because it's donation based, and it's also volunteers. So donation based, after your course, you give whatever your heart desires. No one's coming after you. I've never seen that at any center. Like, you almost forget that you have to give almost, because it's just like, no one's even saying, like, they're just like, oh, over there you donate, it's just like, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, you guys are really amazing. Like, I got free food for 10 days and, room and board and just, enlightenment almost, or just on my path closer to enlightenment. And you guys all provided this. Thank you. And also because of servers. So people like me who served a course, we're told once you sit, after you've sat a course, you're able to serve, other courses. The recommendation is to, for every 2 10-day sits that you do, you serve one course. I've done 2 10 days and I've served a bunch of service periods, and a 3-day course, all over in different centers. But this was my first 10-day service. So shout out to servers. Yeah, so basically this video is to let you all know why you should serve. For one, I feel like service, okay, this isn't really a list, but I've learned that, I don't know, my practice felt so much more deeper because I was serving others and giving back and sharing the Dhamma. And the thing about service is, so when you serve, like, we're all arriving and we're all given different tasks. And so, for me, I was a dining hall runner with another young lady. And it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And we also, as servers, we also have to sit multiple times a day, at least 3 hours a day with the other students and meditating for an hour. And maybe we can get a little bit more meditation time depending on our schedules. But as you're doing this, we have to maintain equanimity. Mind you, you're in a higher stress environment just because there were 135 students. We had to prepare food for 200 people. We're cooking and cleaning and preparing the halls and everything for 200 people essentially. And things have to be on time because we want for the students to have the best experience that they can possibly have. What I've learned from serving is that there were so many students who had interesting requests about, oh, I don't eat this. Mind you, I have celiac disease, so I understand dietary constraints, but there were other things that kind of pushed the boundaries in terms of, oh, this food is too dry, I need some extra sauce, or, oh, I don't like this particular seasoning. Like, it's not an actual allergy, or it's like, oh, just different things. But we have to give in to that because we want them. We're literally, at least for this teacher, because every teacher is different, we were told, give them anything that they want, anything that they ask for within reason, because we want them to just focus on learning and maintaining the practice, because it's already hard to not have to talk for 10 days every day, complete silence. And we want them to not have to think about anything else besides focusing on their breath, focusing on the body scans and all that stuff, because we want them to have the best experience possible. And we don't want them to have to think about or worry about anything else besides meditation. So day to day, I was operating in a kitchen, in an environment with multiple other workers. We're all talking, we're all bonding, we're having different stressors, we're experiencing different emotions, but we all have to maintain equanimity. So it was really beautiful because service in itself, I've been volunteering all for years in different scopes, and service in itself already feels good, but to pair that with meditation and, to just send compassion and good vibes and share that with other people, it's very beautiful experience. So I have notes in case I forgot anything. So for me, I followed along with the students. I did, if it gets too dark, I gotta brighten it. First 3 days or 3.5 days, I did Anapana, which is the breath. And then the last days I did Vipassana, which is the scans. So when I was a server, right, they made me the third runner. So everyone has to be in the hall at all times, meditating at the same time. And if anyone leaves, the course manager and the assistant course manager leaves to, go after them, see if everything's okay, make sure everything's okay. And then I was the third person that they said they would need. So I couldn't really go fully deep into my meditation practice. So I did take several breaks. Like I would do a 30-minute here, an hour there, outside of the main 3 hours that we have to be mandatory in the hall. because I wanted to go deeper. So I will say at the end of the 10 days, my meditation practice did improve and did go very far compared to, previously, the beginning of the course. And I did get all the sensations and everything, but it wasn't as deep as the participants, obviously. However, I came out with other incredible insights and practices. So yeah. And regardless, like having to do like doing 4 hours a day of meditation is already like 4 hours. It's already a lot, So I get that as a server, the 3 mandatory hours. Then I try to like get a little bit more in between there, in between a break or something. So yeah, every day I'm already improving because that's how meditation is. It's cumulative and it's something that you instantly benefit from when you do it and for your future self. And I will say, like, because I wasn't sitting or going as deep as I wanted to, it motivated me even further for every time I did get a chance to sit that I was really serious about it. And also it motivated me for when I came back. I'm like, I really have to get really deep into it. Especially this one guy that I know, I met him last year, and he had an incredible, like, completely mystical experience. And, many of us have experienced that at these retreats and stuff, but his was just on a whole nother level. And it's just because of how, disciplined and deep he went. And he also like practiced this thing called aditana. So aditana is when you don't move. And we're encouraged not to move. Like as servers, we were told not to practice aditana because we already go through so much. We're already all over the place. So when we sit, it doesn't matter if we're moving, changing our positions and stuff like that. But for the students in the hall, they are encouraged to practice aditana as much as they can because it improves their practice and it helps them to go deeper. And so, when your leg is burning, you're just taught, just observe, don't react, just observe. And so, after hearing about this guy friend's experience, like it motivated me. And also, not being able to go as deep as I wanted to, it motivated me for when I came back home, where it's been like a month now. I'm able to be really consistent and really like, it's not something that obviously, I was consistent before, but prior to leading up to that 10-day serve, my sitting, and this happens a lot, even though, my app will be like, oh, it's been 200 days you've been meditating. There's lots of those days where it's not a quality meditation, where I have monkey brain. And, quality is subjective no matter what. When you're sitting, you're improving. But I wasn't as in tune with, my emotions and myself as much. And so now that I've been back, I've been remotivated and, determined. I have strong determination. I've done aditana a few times since I've been back, to sit well. And I don't know, I don't want to rely on future sits and serves, which is easy to do because I do a lot of serving and I do a lot of courses. Service courses. Like, for example, this month I'll be in Latin America serving a service period. And then in January, I'll be in Latin America again, serving a service period. And then, I'll do a 10-day, which I haven't done in a year and a half. Or by then it will be a year and a half, a full 10-day. And I don't want to rely on those to be like, oh, okay, now I'm going to renew my motivation. No. The main important thing of a 10-day retreat is to come back and have that in your daily practice. Like, you should be improving on the daily, not just maintaining what you left the course with, but, trying to go further and deeper in your practice. So for me, my main priority right now is, sorry if I'm looking everywhere. Like, I don't know if I should look over here or whatever. My main priority right now is to go as deep as possible and as consistent as possible as I can while I'm in New York, while I'm at home. And I think it's been pretty decent. And I've hosted 2 sits since I've been back with people from, oh, by the way, I did the Black Heritage cohort. But yeah, I've hosted 2 sits for people in my area or outside of my area here in New York. And yeah, I love hosting. Yeah, and I love sitting. So I've sat with others as well. So I've been really consistent. There's only been a few days where I've had to do like a 10-minute sit here and there. But like, for example, I just came back from Houston yesterday where I went to a conference over there. So I was in conference mode. I wasn't really in, and I was working. Oh my gosh, it was so much. But I wasn't really able to sit as I liked. But the goal is to get to a point where it doesn't matter where I am at any moment in time, whether I'm traveling or not. I want that consistency. Yeah, and so let me see. Yeah, so here's my main takeaway from this cohort, this serving, is that the most important thing about serving is that it trains us servers to bring back the practice home at any, how would I say this? I'm looking for the right vocabulary. It trains us to deal with any situation that we're coming back into. For example, when you do your 10-day course, because servers like myself are taking care of everything, you literally have your whole day to just meditate. You know, like you don't have your phone to distract you, all this stuff. You don't have all these conversations to have you thinking about whatever. But when you're serving, we're literally in all these, like, oh, the food has to be out at this time, and this has to be clean, and this hasn't been done yet, and that, and this student is going through this. And we're practicing noble speech, but sometimes, we may talk about a topic that is a little bit heavier, just, as us servers on our lunch break, just talking, just chit-chatting. But then when that gong rings, we have to go back and sit on our mat and drop everything, every stressor, every emotion. I went through so many things. I had a crush while I was there. I had this person that I really wanted to pop off on when I was there. I experienced highs, like, oh my gosh, it was an amazing experience. I experienced lows. I experienced almost every emotion that you can really think of. And at the end of the day, I had to sit on that mat, not at the end of the day, 3 times a day, more than 3 times a day, I had to sit on that mat and focus. And that's literally what happens when you come back. Like if you've done a 10-day retreat, you come back home and you have all the other life stuff that just occurs again. Like you're on your phone, you're seeing a comment that gets you mad, you're talking to family. Oh, what time is it? Like you're going through all these different experiences and emotions, and you have to do this, you have to do that. And you're just like, oh, you end up like pushing off meditation. But when you're a server, you're used to that. It's like a training ground for that. So when we come back home, it doesn't matter if, I saw something, I did something, I heard something, whatever my emotional state, when I sit on that mat, it's 100 times easier to just let that go and focus on the breath. And that's what I've learned since I've been back. It's just like the discipline and the way that my mind has been trained to deal with, to be able to leave everything. I need the vocabulary for this. To be able to leave everything that's happening in my life for after my 1-hour sit. I hope I'm saying this correctly, but like, it's just, I'm trying out. I'm really trying. But really to like put down all the other stressors in my life, all the other distractions in my life, all the other, anything that's not a priority, because my priority needs to be improving myself as a human being. Like, to me, this is number 1 before even physical fitness, meditation, training myself, mastering myself, being the best human that I could be. And that's how I get that's what I get when I sit down. So yeah. So that's why I believe you should serve, because every time you serve, whether it's a 10-day course, a 3-day course, a service period, which are more lax, I recommend, if you're an old student, definitely do a service period. You go through all these, like, you're having all these conversations, and then instantly 8 a.m. comes, you have to sit. 2:30, 2 p.m. comes, you have to sit. 6 p.m. comes, you have to sit, and you have to forget about that really cool person that you just met. You know, and obviously the first few minutes you're thinking about it, you're thinking about these different things, but with every time that you sit and you practice, and when you're serving, this gets easier and easier to just lock in, to 100% lock in to your meditation practice, and to leave everything else behind. I said, when someone says or does something that annoys me, I'm able to catch my frustration and annoyance much quicker, and my ego is caught quickly. And that's the thing. Like, the thing about serving is that we're all literally practicing Dhamma in that moment. We're all practicing equanimity in that moment all the time. So people, like, we're going through everything. We're dealing with our ego. We're dealing with frustrations. And then instantly you're just like, that happens, and then instantly you get that equanimity. It's like instant practice, instant feedback, versus you do a 10-day, you get all those, you know, you're really in tune with yourself. You come back and you're dealing with different things, and you're not really as practiced in order to handling that. You know, you are strong in your Dhamma coming back, but you haven't really gotten the practice that the servers have gotten, which is being able to have these things come at you and just like, psh, psh, like the Matrix, like, get it out the way. So yeah. Yeah, so I put more introspection, you know, like fantasies that I realized that sometimes when this is what Goenka, the teacher, you know, was what we learn in our trainings anyway. But when you're thinking about the future, you're creating fantasies, and it only leads to more disappointment. Same thing when you're thinking about the past. You're thinking about what you could have done and all this stuff, and you're bringing up new emotions. And sometimes we just have to focus on the present. Yeah. So anyway, so if you're an old student and you're wondering if you should serve, 100% you should serve. There's lots of people who sit multiple courses, and it's fine. They're still on their journey. They're still improving. But it's really when you serve that you're able to take your practice to a whole nother level. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I know it's very long. I know it's very niche. The chances of us, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I've wanted to make this for a while, but oh my gosh. But anyways, yeah, I've wanted to make this since I've been back, and it's been a month now, but I feel like I could never really give it justice. And, you know, I do need to work on my communication, or just saying what I need to say, being more articulate. It's something that I'm still learning. I'm not exactly sure how to get there 100% yet. Maybe I got to read more books. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for watching this. And I definitely recommend that you try to serve in any capacity. I've served I'm in New York, right? So I've served in Fishkill a weekend, like the weekend setup, or a day here at the Dhamma House in New York, or a 3-day at Dhamma Dara. You know, I've done it, like, I was traveling. I served in Spain while I was traveling. I did a 3-day course there. Served in Brazil. I served, did I say Spain already? Yeah, I did like a 3-day service period in Spain. They're literally in every country. So if you end up in like, there's one in South Africa, there's about to be one in Kenya, like, they're all over the US, they're all over the world. So yeah, anyways, I wish you all the best. Lots of peace, lots of metta. Thank you all for watching. Ciao, ciao. Bye.